Good morning, baseball. 1969 payoff pitch Cubs replay, game 15. And today, this is actually the second game of a doubleheader. They will be taking on the Pirates. And in real life, Cubs came into this with a record of 11-3. In the replay, they are 10-4. And they lost this one to the Pirates 6-5. Bruce Dal Canton got the win for Pittsburgh in relief, and Bill Nye took the loss in relief. One change, I do not have the actual starter for the Cubs, so Jim Colburn will actually start today for the Cubbies. And for the Pirates, as played lineup is there. Bob Moose on the hill, and our lineups in front for the Cubs, leading off Don Kessinger. Glenn Beckert will bat second, play second base. Sweet swinging Billy Williams in left field hits third. Willie Smith gets the start over Ernie Banks, and I have Ernie on there because if Pittsburgh does bring in a left-handed pitcher in this game, Smith is gone because he is 0 for everything against left-handers in 1969. Randy Hundley will be catching and hit fifth. Al Spanky Spangler in right field. Adolfo Phillips in center. Paul Popovich at third, and again Colbert on the mound. For the Pirates, Matty Alou leads off, Richie Hebner second, Roberto Clemente hits third, Pop Stargell fourth, Bill Robertson will be at first base and hit fifth, Bill Mazeroski will be at second base, and Jerry May catching in place of Sanguin in the second game of this doubleheader. Freddie Patek will be at shortstop and hit eighth, and again Bob Moose on the mound. So we are trying a little bit of a different setup here. The live camera on my phone, or the live camera on Facebook, actually has a much wider angle, so that's always a benefit. And just making a couple of adjustments here. Okay. And we are ready to go. So first pitch, Moose to Kessinger. Game 15, 1969 Cubs replay is underway, and that's going to be a defensive check right off the bat. And a 50, and again we go to the fast action card there, and that will be a range check on second base, and Maz at second base has a range of B. So the roll there on the 2-die-10 is 50, and range B he gets to it, one down. So 4-3 for Kessinger. That brings up Glenn Beckert. And the pitch for Moose. And that's going to be in play. And Beckert is going to get a hold of that one and drive that into left field. So a one-out single for Becks. And he will steal on a roll of 3 or less. Not going to happen. He stays put. That brings up sweet swinging Billy Williams in the third spot in the Cubs lineup today. And pitch for Moose, and 10 is patient. And that is going to be a double for Billy Williams. So he drives that into the gap in right center, and runner advancement, double line drive into the alley. Runners advance 2 bases. So Beckert has to stop at third base. But a one-out double, and the Cubbies are in business. One down, runners on second and third. And Willie Smith getting his first start of the year in for Ernie Banks in the second game of this doubleheader. And tough, and struck him out. So Moose, a big strikeout there. And Ernie saying, I wish I was in the lineup. I would have drove that, but you're not. So Randy Hundley has the task of picking up the Cubs base runners, and that's going to be in play, but that'll be a ground ball down to second base. So Bob Moose, a couple of base runners on 2 hits. Cubbies leave 2. We head to the bottom of the first inning, and no score in this one. So Jim Colburn on the mound there for the Cubbies, his first start of the season. Cubs have been riding a strict 4-man rotation thus far, actually 3-man a lot of the times with off days, with Ferguson, Hands, and Holtzman bearing the brunt of the work early in the season here. Colburn is ready to go, however, and that's going to be an in-play result. And Matty Lou leads it off with a single for the Pirates. And Lou, he will steal on a roll of 4 or less. Not happened. He stays put. That brings up Richie Hebner. And the pitch from Colburn. And that's going to be patient. And just out of range here. That's a ground ball down to shortstop. 3 is within both double play ratings. So 6-4-3 on the turn. And Kessinger, nice play there. And turns it with his Keystone partner, Beckert. And 2 down for the Pirates. Roberto Clemente up now. Again, bottom of the first inning. And here comes a pitch from Colburn. And that'll be in play. And Clemente is going to single into center field. So both teams getting hits early. Move these to the side here. And Clemente, he is going to steal on a roll of 3 or less. You're going to try. Not happening. Pop Stargell up, looking to pick up Roberto. And here comes a pitch, and in play. And Stargell singles, and Clemente has a run rating of 6 or more, so he's going to take 2 bases automatically on 2 outs. So that double play looms very large right now, as that hit would have plated a run had Matty Lou not been erased. Colburn trying to get out of trouble here and gets a patient result there. Robertson. And Robertson is going to fly out to center field. So just like the Cubbies did, the Pirates leave 2. They got 3 hits in the bottom of the first inning and could not put anything across the plate. So we head to the top of the second. And we are scoreless, as Bob Moose is back out on the mound for the Pirates. Al Spanky Spangler ready to hit. And that's going to be tough. And 29 there is going to be a single for Spangler. So he fights that one off, loops it into left field. And both teams hitting no issues right now. It's just getting runs across. So Spangler, he's going to try and steal on a roll of 3 or less. Hopefully he does not get that because he's horrid on the base paths. He stays put. And that brings up Adolfo Phillips in at center field for Young today. And 9, that's going to be an in-play result. And ground ball down to first base. Okay, double play rating is a 6 and a 9, so that is in between. So again, we go to the 2-10. 1-45 is a double play, and it is a double play. 3-6-3. So neither team very efficient early on here. Paul Popovich up, 2 down, nobody on, pitch. And it's going to be tough. And Pop loops that off the end of the bat, so that is the Cubs' 4th hit of the day. And with 2 down, Popovich is going to try and get a lead here. And again, he is a horrible base stealer, so he needed 2 to go, does not get it. And that brings up the pitcher, Jim Colburn. Colburn is not a very good hitting pitcher, and that's going to be an in-play result. And 59 will be a ground ball down to second base. So the Cubbies get 2 more hits, and again, leave 1 runner on. The double play takes care of another. We're heading to the bottom of the second inning. Still no score, as Bill Mazeroski, favorite second baseman of Yankee fans everywhere, including myself, steps in, and the pitch from Colburn. And that's going to be patient, and Maz draws a walk. So this one is shaping up to be a potentially high-scoring game if the teams can start stringing their hits together. Jerry May, and Maz is not a base stealer. 3 or less he would try, not going to happen. And here comes a pitch from Colburn, and that's patient to Jerry May. And that is going to be a fly out to center field, 1 down. Mazeroski back to first. Freddie Patek steps in for the Bucks. Colburn has a sign, kicks, delivers. And ballpark, and we are in Forbes. And versus the right-handed pitcher, again, not a hitter's ballpark, especially against right-handers. So that will be an in-play result for Patek. He needs 3-27 for a hit and just misses that. Line drive to second base, 2 down. That brings up the pitcher spot now, Bob Moose. And Colburn sets to face his counterpart to pitch. And that's going to be in play, and that'll be a fly out to left field. So the Bucks leave a base runner. They do not get any hits. He got a walk, and we're heading to the top of the third. Still no score here. And set to lead it off for the Cubbies is Don Kessinger, back to the top of the order. And the pitch for Moose will be in play, and Kessinger out of range. That'll be a ground ball down to second base, 1 down. Glenn Becker steps in now. And the pitch for Moose. And that's going to be 12 is wheelhouse, but Becker can't get around on that. Not a power hitter against righties. And a wasted pitch for the Cubs. That's a ground ball down to shortstop. So 6-3 on the put out there. Patek over to Robertson and 2 down for the Cubbies. And that brings up sweet swinging Billy Williams here. Bob Moose set to pitch, and 6 will be patient, and Williams, he's going to draw a base on balls. So a 2-out base runner for the Cubbies. Willie Smith in for Ernie Banks. And here comes the pitch for Moose. That's going to be tough. And that'll be a fly out to center field. So the Cubs go. They leave a base runner, get no hits. And we are heading to the bottom of the third inning. Our score remains 0-0. So Jim Colburn back out on the mound for the Southsiders. Matty Alou steps in, top of the order for the Buccos. And that'll be an in-play result, 63. Will be a ground ball down to shortstop. Kessinger takes care of that, 1 down. Next batter is Richie Hebner. And pitch to Hebner, and that's going to be another in-play result. And Hebner going to single back up the middle. So Richie, who hit into a double play in the first inning, gets a little bit of redemption there. 1 out, 1 on. Roberto Clemente up. And Hebner checking for the steal is not going to go. Colburn pitching to Clemente. And 8's going to be patient, but well out of range. That'll be a fly out to left field. 2 down now. Pop Stargell steps up. Stargell, his first time up singled, was left stranded. And the pitch from Colburn in play again. And Pops, he's going to drive that one down the line, and he is chugging around. He's going to come in third base, slides head first. He's safe. RBI triple. And in to score is Hebner, and the Pirates take the early 1-0 lead here as Willie Stargell showing the wheels out there on the base paths. A 2-out triple, and the Buccos break out on top. Bob Robertson up. 10, that'll be a defensive check, and again go to the fast action cards. And that will be a range check on second base, and Bex is a B. So B, 1-39, the roll is 46, or 49, he gets to it. And that retires the Pirates, but they break through. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base, and we're heading to the top of the 4th inning. Our score, Pittsburgh 1, Chicago 0. And leading it off for the Cubbies will be Randy Hundley, who's off to a great start in this replay. Has had some key hits, shown some power. Bob Moose the pitch, and that's tough, and that's going to be a K, though. Hundley set down on strikes. Good look, but you can't touch. Back to the dugout, and Al Spangler, the lefty, steps in against Moose. That's Moose's second strikeout of the game. And the pitch is a defensive check again. And fast action cards. That's going to be a range check on third base. And third baseman for the Cubbies, Hebner, is a range of C. And the roll of 20 is not going to get to that. So that, and again using the fast action cards for the hit, that will be a single. So Spangler's on base, one down. Spangler tries to get the lead, and hopefully again not stealing because he's horrifically slow. He needed a 3. He stays put, and Adolfo Phillips, his first start of the year in center field, 15 games in. Here comes a pitch for Moose, and another defensive check, a fast action card. And that's going to be an error check on the third baseman. And Hebner is a 2 error, but the roll of 92. He's going to be safe there. And that is going to be a double play. So 3 within both the batters and pitchers double play range. And that will be a 5-4-3. So the Cubbies get another hit, but their second double play of the day ends any potential they have for scoring. And we're heading to the bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0 Buccos still. And leading it off will be Bill Mazeroski. My first time trying this setup, so I'm still kind of tinkering. I don't know if I like it yet or not. Colburn set to pitch, and that will be patient, out of range, and that will be a fly out to center field. So one down as Maz steps back into the dugout, and Jerry May steps into the batter's box. May catching the second game of this doubleheader for Sanguillen, who gets the well-deserved rest, and we have a rare play, folks. So the rare play chart, and again, a little chart of my own design. Nobody is on base. So 43 in column 1, possible injury to pitcher. So we will check Colburn's injury rating, and he is a normal. And on that, all right, normal, he is out on a roll of 31 or more. And he is done for the day, folks. So Colburn gets injured on that play. And we will close the books on him. He goes 3 1/3 inning before suffering a strained oblique. He gives up 5 hits to the Pirates. Had some good defensive work behind him, some clutch fielding. Only gave up 1 run. Also walked a batter and struck out nobody. So his day is a short one for the Cubbies. And in the second game of a doubleheader, they did not want to get into their bullpen this early, but Rich Nye, I think in the lineups I said Bill Nye took the loss, the science guy, not pitching for the Cubs. Rich Nye, who actually did appear in this game and did get the loss in real life, is going to come in. And Nye is a also terrible hitter, so that's good. All right, and we will resume. So Jerry May still in the batter's box, a new pitcher for the Cubs, and 6 is going to be tough, 71 against the lefty, and that will be a fly out to center field, 2 down. Next up, shortstop Freddie Patek. He steps into the box. And 6 will be a tough rating, an 80. Fly out to center field, so 3 flyouts to center. A busy inning for Adolfo Phillips for the Cubbies. And Pirates down in order. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Our score still Pittsburgh 1, Chicago 0. Paul Popovich set to lead off against Bob Moose. And Moose the pitch, and patient. That'll be a 59, and Pop is going to get a single on that. So his second hit of the day. And he had been slumping coming into this game, so that is good for him, getting the bat going a little bit. That brings up the pitcher, and Nye is a F bunter. Way too early to pinch hit, so he is going to try and bunt, and it needs to be 34 to 84, and he gets it down. So Nye comes through, and Popovich moves to second base. Back to the top of the order now, and Don Kessinger up. And that sacrifice hit went 6 to the catcher, so 2-3 on the putout. So 1 down, runner on second base, and back to the top of the order for the Cubbies. Kessinger up. And 9, that's going to be in play, and Kessinger has tied this game up, and he lines that down into the corner. It rattles around. Kessinger going to get into third ahead of the throw. And a 1-out triple has knotted this game up at 1. Popovich coming in to score. Kessinger now on third, 1 down. Glenn Beckert and the Cubs looking to make some noise here in the top of the 5th inning. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be tough. And 26 to Beckert, and Beckert's going to fight that one off. It's single. Back up the middle, Kessinger comes home, and the Cubbies take the lead 2-1. So clutch hit for Glenn Beckert there. And Beckert gets his lead. He will steal on a roll of 3 or less, does not get that. Sweet swinging Billy Williams digs in, cuts through the air. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be tough. And 88 will be a ground ball down to second base. 8 is inside of Moose's, outside of Williams. So again there, 1 to 45, and that is a double play. So Williams hits into the twin killing, and that's the 3rd time the Cubs have grounded into a double play in this game. But they do break through, get 3 hits, put 2 runs across, and we're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Chicago has a lead 2-1 over the Bucks. So Rich Nye has a chance to turn this into a more positive result than it was in real life. Moose will hit here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still a close game. And 4 is going to be Wheelhouse, and 42 out of range there, and luckily it was the pitcher up. That's just going to be a harmless ground ball down to third base. So 5-3, Popovich takes care of the Pirates pitcher. Back to the top of the order now. Matty Alou steps in. And Alou, he is 1 for 2 today. He's single grounded out to Kessinger, and that'll be an in-play result. And Alou is going to have another single. He slaps that into right field between the first and second baseman. So hits aplenty in this one, not runs though. And Alou has his lead. And he's going to steal on a roll of 4 or less. You're going to try to, not going to happen. So he stays put. Hebner, lefty-lefty matchup. And 6, that's going to be tough. And 30, swing and a miss. Struck him out, so 2 down. And Rich Nye with the inside heat there. Jams Hebner. He can't get around on it. That brings up Roberto Clemente. 2-out pitch from Nye, and 7's going to be an in-play, and that's going to be a fly out to, ground ball down to shortstop. Kessinger goes a long way over to first, so the Pirates do get a hit, but leave a runner, and we are through 5 innings. Score now, Cubs 2, Pirates 1. And Rich Nye trying to hold that lead for the Cubbies in place of the injured Jim Colburn, who went out after 3 1/3 innings with a strained oblique muscle. So Willie Smith set to hit for the Cubbies. And 7's going to be tough, 45, and struck him out again. Second time he's gone down. Brings up Randy Hundley, the Cubs catcher. And Hundley, he has struck out and grounded out to second base today. Pitch for Moose. And that's a 5. So 8 is going to be tough, and Hundley strikes out his second time. As Bob Moose bearing down after the Cubbies scratched him for a couple of runs in the 5th. Al Spangler up, 2 outs, nobody on base. And that's going to be ballpark, and 0-4. That will be wheelhouse. So Spangler, big juicy fastball down the middle of the plate. He takes his cut, he rips it, and oh, it looked like it was gone. It just ticked over from a 1 there. And nothing but a loud out to right field. So Spangler just missed a circuit shot on that. But the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cubbies still holding a 2-1 lead. And for the Pirates, the dangerous Willie Stargell is going to lead it off here in the 6th inning. Rich Nye still in there for the Cubbies. And 8, that's going to be a ballpark result. 97 will be in play. Stargell gets the pitch, and that'll be a ground ball down to third base. Popovich takes care of that. Whips it across over to Smith, and we have 1 down. Bob Robertson, the Pirates' first baseman, now comes up to the plate. And Robertson today is 0 for 2. He's flown out center field, grounded out to second. And 8, we have another ballpark result. And 19 against the left-handed pitcher. That is going to be wheelhouse. So Robertson, 1-37, takes a big rip, drives it deep, and it is going to be, gets over it. Ground ball to shortstop. So Robertson, a chance, gets a fat fastball, and he cannot come through. So 2 down, Bill Mazeroski up. Maz would like to create some home run magic here. 12 will be a defensive check. And fast action cards, that's going to be an error on the shortstop. And Kessinger is a 5. He is lights out down there. Roll is 46, and that's going to be a put out. So he gets to that, makes a nice play. And the Pirates go down 1-2-3. We are through 6 innings. Score remains Cubbies 2 and Pirates 1. So Adolfo Phillips now set to lead off the 7th inning against Bob Moose. And Moose came back strong in the 6th after a rough 5th inning. Pitch to Adolfo Phillips is a tough, and that is going to be a strikeout. So that is 3 of the last 4 batters that Moose has fanned. He has a total now for the game of 5 to go with a walk. Paul Popovich up. Pop scored the Cubbies' first run after a single back in the 5th inning. And pitch for Moose is going to be tough, and 96 will be a fly out to left field, 2 down. Pitcher spot is due up, and the Cubbies have action going in their bullpen. Phil Regan is out there, and he's going to take the mound for Nye in the bottom of the 7th inning. Normally he closes, but he's coming in a little bit earlier today. And he can go long. So pinch hitting, and Jim Qualls is going to come up and pinch hit for the Cubs. So Moose sets to face him, and as Qualls limbers up, Jerry May goes out to discuss strategy with Pirates pitcher Bob Moose. Qualls has had limited duty thus far this season, normally playing in center field, but he does have the capability to play in the infield as well. And the umpire says, let's get this show on the road. So Qualls steps in, May back behind the plate, Moose the pitch. And 10 is going to be a patient result. And that will be out of range and a pop-up to second base. So the Cubs go down in order in the 7th, and we are heading to the 7th inning stretch. Score remains Chicago 2, Pittsburgh 1. And we are here a lovely Sunday morning at the Old Ball Game, 7th inning stretch. Jerry May set to lead it off for the Buccos, looking to scratch back into this one. And Phil Regan, the new Cubs pitcher. 7's going to be in play in 22, and May drives a single into left field. So runner on base, and May, not a very good base stealer. He needs a roll of 3 or less to attempt to steal. He stays put for Freddie Patek. Pitcher spot due up after Patek. Patek's going to swing away. And 3 in play, and 18. Patek a single. And fast action card to get the advance there. So on the base hit. Single, sharp liner into center field. Runner on first advances 1 base. So playing station to station, and that brings up the pitcher spot, and we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Pirates. And that pinch hitter will be Al Oliver. So Moose is done. He has a fairly productive day on the mound for the Pirates. He goes 7 innings. Does give up 8 hits, but only 2 runs. Walks 1 and ends up with 5 strikeouts on the day. And gives up no home runs. And Bruce Dalcanton, who also pitched in this game in real life for the Pirates. And he's going to come in and pitch from this point on. So Al Oliver. Oliver has been the Pirates' normal starting first baseman through much of this season. And a very capable pinch hitter. All right, so runners on first and second, and nobody out. Oliver steps in. Regan in a little bit of a pinch here. And 7's going to be in play, 70. It's going to be a fly out to center field, and runners hold 1 down, so Oliver cannot come through. Back to the top of the order. Matty Alou up, and the lefty digs in. Set to go against Regan. Regan the pitch. And stuck dies. All right, 9, that's going to be in play, and 44 for Matty Alou, out of range. That'll be a fly out to left field. So 2 down, and runners again are forced to hold. So Richie Hebner up in the Pirates, looking at a golden opportunity slipping away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here comes a pitch from Regan, and 5 will be in play, 36, and just out of range. That's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. And so after giving up singles to the first 2 batters, Regan comes back, slams the door, and we are through 7 innings. We head to the 8th with the score Chicago 2, Pittsburgh 1. Bruce Dalcanton on the mound now for the Buccos. Don Kessinger top of the order up. And a pitch from Dalcanton in play. That'll be a fly out to left field, 1 down. Glenn Becker steps in. In play, 31 against the righty. Again, just out of range. That'll be a ground ball down to first base. And taking that unassisted is Robertson. 2 outs for the Cubbies. Sweet swinging Billy Williams. And Williams, he's doubled, walked, and grounded into a double play. Here comes a pitch from Dalcanton. 7. Tough, and 31, sweet swinging Billy Williams. He connects, and he has a double, a gapper into right center field. So a 2-out double for Williams, and Willie Smith has a chance to give the Cubs a little bit of breathing room here. Runner on second base, 2 outs. Base hit will get the Cubbies a run. 3 is in play. 73 will be a fly out to center field, however. So that's Strands Williams, and we're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. Score remains 2-1 Cubs. Phil Regan still on the mound. Ted Abernathy is warming up for the Cubbies. Roberto Clemente to lead it off. We have the meat of the Pittsburgh order right now. Phil Regan trying to slam the door for the Cubs here. And 9 will be in play. Not going to happen as Clemente triples to lead off the 8th inning. And the tying run now 90 feet away with Pop Stargell up. Stargell digs in. Chance to tie this game. Nobody out. Clemente inches away from third base. Regan the pitch. And 7's going to be an in-play result. 62 will be a fly out to left field. And on in-play, not deep enough to get Clemente home. He has to hold. So Stargell just needed to go a little bit deeper to tie this one up. Does not happen. Bob Robertson steps up now. 1 out. Clemente on third. The pitch from Regan. And 11, that's going to be a defensive check. And defensive check on the fast action card will be a range check on the right fielder. And out there for the Cubbies is Spangler. He is a D. The roll is a 6. And he is not going to get to that, and that is going to be a single. Runners advance 2 does not matter. So Robertson comes up big and an RBI single, and we are tied now at 2. So Regan unable to slam the door on the Pirates, who have tied this up. And inching away from first base, Robertson does not get a lead. Mazeroski up. Pitch from Regan, and 9 in play, 78. It's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop, and that is within Regan's range over Mazeroski. So we go to the 2-10, and they turn the double play. So 6-4-3, but the damage is done as the Pirates get a couple of hits, play to run, and we're heading to the 9th inning. We're tied up at 2. So for the Cubbies, Randy Hundley, Al Spangler, and Adolfo Phillips set the bat here in the top of the 9th inning. And 8, Bruce Dalcanton, patient. And Hundley, he's going to double. He rips out one. That is down the left field line. He's going to be in standing up, so he leads off the 9th with a double. Cubs are in business. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position. And Al Spanky Spangler has a chance to be a hero here. Spangler gets his lead. Dalcanton the pitch. And 5 is going to be in play, but 96 will be a fly out to right field and too shallow to move the runner along. So 1 down. Hundley still at second base. Adolfo Phillips up. Dalcanton the pitch. And 6, that's going to be an in-play result. And 30, and Phillips comes through, cues that off the end of his bat, but that is into the outfield, a line drive back up the middle. Runner on second scores, so the Cubs back in front here with a top of the 9th rally to strike back after the Pirates scored in the bottom of the 8th, now 3-2. And Paul Popovich steps in. And Phillips, he's going to try and run on a roll of 5 or less, does not happen. Pop waits for the pitch. 7's going to be tough, and a 66. It's going to be a ground ball down to second base. And on the double play rating, that is over Popovich and inside of Dalcanton's. So we go to the 2-10. Needs to be 45 or less. Does not happen. So that is a fielder's choice. Pop on at first. And brings up the pitcher spot, and we are going to have another pinch hitter. And coming in for the Cubs will be Mr. Cubby Ernie Banks to pinch hit here in the bottom of, or top of the 9th inning. Banks started the first game of this doubleheader, got the rest in the nightcap. And he's having a solid, productive season. 6 and a D. And Abernathy will be the new Cubs pitcher when they come back out for the 9th inning. We'll try and save this for Regan, who now stands in line to get the win. And Ernie Banks digs in against Alcan. Here comes the pitch. And 11, patient, 15. And it's going to be a walk to Mr. Cubby. So Popovich moves down to second base, and we're back to the top of the order now. And Don Kessinger, some insurance would be nice. He digs in. Couple of practice hacks. Here comes a pitch from Dalcanton. And 3 will be in play, but Kessinger can't come through. That's a fly out to center field. So the Cubbies are retired, but they get 1 run on 2 big hits. Randy Hundley scores after a leadoff double, and we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Our score, Chicago 3, Pittsburgh 2. And in real life, again, this game ended 6-5 in favor of the Pirates. So Ted Abernathy now is going to look to shut the door on Pittsburgh. In real life, he did have 3 saves in 1969. And Freddie Patek is going to be the first batter up. I'm sorry, Jerry May. Here comes a pitch from Abernathy. And that's going to be patient. And 98 will be a fly out to left field. So 1 down. Now Freddie Patek up. Pitcher spot is due up after Patek. Pitch from Abernathy is a patient, 69. And outside of range for Patek, and that'll be a ground ball down to second base, so 2 outs. And coming up off the Pirates bench to try and keep this one going will be the catcher, Manny Sanguillen. So Sanguillen steps in. Abernathy trying to slam the door shut here. 2 outs in the 9th. Cubs lead 3-2. Last chance for the Pirates. Here comes a pitch. And 3 will be patient, and Sanguillen draws a walk. He is a tough batter to walk. So this one is not over yet as the Pirates refuse to go away. Back to the top of the order now. Matty Lou up. Abernathy. Kicks, delivers, and another patient result. He is all over that column, and that is going to be a single. So on the fast action cards, actually 2 outs, and Sanguillen is above 6, so he's going to go to third base. Runners on the corners now, 2 outs. And Abernathy on the verge of losing this lead. Richie Hebner steps up. He has a chance to be a hero, or at least tie the game, send it into extras for Pittsburgh, and that's going to be in play. He does not get it done. That's a ground ball down to short. Kessinger up with it over to first base, and ball game over. So the Cubs, a little bit of 9th inning magic, thanks to a Randy Hundley double and a single by Adolfo Phillips, and they pull this one out 3-2. And final line score for the Cubbies. They had a total of 11 hits, but could only muster 3 runs. The Pirates also had 11 hits, and they were even less efficient, only getting 2 runs out of that. So plenty of action, plenty of runners on the base pass, but they could not come through with hits in key situations, and that applied to both teams. So the Cubbies, now they move to 11-4 in this replay, which matches the 11-4 record they had in real life at this point of the 1969 season. So art imitating life there. And the winner on this for the Cubbies, Phil Regan. And loser will be Bruce Dalcanton. And player of the game, really not a clear-cut choice offensively for the Cubs. Probably, geez, probably the best choice there, I guess, would be Beckert. Beckert went 4 for 2 with a run, or 2 for 4 with a run scored. Again, lots of hits, but not much in terms of scoring. So we'll give it to Beckert, player of the game in this one. And again, the Cubs win 3-2. They move to 11-4 on this replay, which matches their record in real life in 1969. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, keep rolling for the fences. Have a great day, all.